Hi, my good name is Boke Borure and this is for the Yapas, and I want to welcome you to this channel. Continue liking, subscribing and watching my videos and sharing and inviting your friends to this channel because we are a family and we're growing each day, and we are in the 5th episode, and today we want to talk about handling conflicts in a friendship. Yeah, in a friendship, not a relationship. I think that's a relationship still because bado mna relate. Aya. So to begin this episode, we have to define what a conflict is. And according to what I know or what I've done research from, it is a disagreement between two two people or groups or ideas or interests. Like you don't just align, or you have different opinions, or just not in the same place or in the same wavelength thought wise at a particular point. So the other thing I want us to note about conflict is that conflict is not usually negative. Yeah, it's not negative. Like if we decide to handle conflict very well, you might find it's not about any of us. Kitu kidogo ilikuwa inatusumbua, na if we are careful enough, we'll still keep our friendship, or we'll still live there feeling heard, seen and respected. So one thing again I want us to know is that we have to know that we ain't fighting the other party when handling conflicts. We are both of us are saying we are fighting the problem and not the other party. So if you start fighting the other party, you have a problem. Or if you can't see the problem, you're only seeing the other person as the problem, then there's a big issue, even more than the conflict itself. Um, the other thing again I want us to learn about conflict is that it has to be handled in a way that both parties live there feeling sane, feeling heard, respected, and they still have their esteem intact. A lot of times, when I've experienced conflict, the people made me feel like I was not heard or I was not respected in this conflict, and it has left me feeling like I am not seen, I'm disrespected, or I'm just passing a passing cloud or passing dust, and I don't matter. When you come from a conflict and you feel that way, it means the conversation was wrong and it was handled. It was not handled in a good way. So if a conflict has to be good, you have that both parties have to leave that place feeling heard, feeling seen, and feeling respected, and the esteem has to be intact without crashing, without being crushed in the process. So now, how do we handle conflicts? How do we handle conflicts? Before anything, before we argue or after arguing, what do you do next? You have to relax, pause, and just think what has just happened. I love reflecting a lot, and it has helped me because kitambo used not be like this. I used not to reflect. Ni yule nilikuwa ukiniambia kitu ndio hiyo mimi nimerudisha mdomo because I can talk and I'm a yapper. Now that you're here, I'm a yapper. So Kitamba used not to take my time to just reflect what was happening, and it led me to, especially with my family, I was not okay with my one of my parents. But I have learned better since I started living on my own and started knowing this is not how to handle conflicts. You have to pause. You don't have to be reactive. You can take some time, and before you even start doing this, before you answer or give a reaction, you have to pause first and see where you are probably arguing. Sometimes you might pause and realize you're not even fighting for something worth it, and you're mnekosana kwa vitu hata hazifai, very minute, ni mngeongea tu na issue without quarreling or without conflicting against each other. The other thing that I used not to do myself, but I'm learning, is listen to understand. There's a specific friend of mine that has seen me. Oh my god, that has seen me not listening to understand because I was always defending myself. I won't take all the blame because hata yeye sangine alikuwa anajidefend and hakutaka kuonekana kama kuna makosa or something. But one thing I've come to learn is just listen to understand what your friend says or the person that you're in argument has to say before you even reply. That way you'll understand where this person is coming from and where you're coming from. You'll solve that that conflict correctly. If you're listening to answer, you never reach somewhere. Or if you're listening so that you can pinpoint somebody, or you can be right, haitakupeleka mahali. Express your feelings respectfully. I think this one thing I have really learned to do since I moved out to live by myself. Like the other day I was in some office and somebody had not talked to me so well. I expressed how I felt respectfully. Even if I had a lump here, I was almost crying. One thing about me, I'm so emotional. When I feel disrespected, I feel like I'm being cornered, I always want to cry. But this day, what I'm saying is that I talked and articulated what I wanted to be heard. Niambie niongeleshe vizuri, hata kama mimi ni junior wako, just talk to me well, I'll still understand and I'll still do what you wanted to do. But if you don't talk to me respectfully, then we have a problem. So make sure you're expressing how you feel. You don't end up trashing the other person or downplaying them, because that's still human in the end, and we are bound to make mistakes, you're bound to fail, you're bound to say things that hurt. So it's up to us to figure out how we are going to talk to people respectfully without demeaning them. Yeah. So when handling conflicts, just express your feelings respectfully. I think that's the good way to handle conflicts, and it helps a lot. So the other thing is focus on the issue and not on the person. So a lot of people usually think the person is the problem. They focus on the problem, on the person, and we end up missing the point because you're not even solving the issue. Because tukianza concentrate na wewe, na you're bringing back all the mistakes they've done, all the things that you've done in the past, it doesn't feel good, because mbona unaleta hizo vitu zote na we are just solving a particular issue. Maybe hata mlisha solve hizo issues zingine zikaisha, na you are still bringing these ones to this to this present one. So it's up to us to figure out on how we are going to concentrate on the issue at hand and not bring any other thing that was not being handled at that moment. It helps us concentrate on the issue and just to solve that problem amicably without going out of proportion. Yeah. So the other thing is that look for common ground. I think this is one of the best things that you can ever do as two people. This involves the two parties. Look for common ground. Like if you meet at 50 where one person is not neglected or the other person is not neglected, but you meet at the middle point where you all felt like we can reach here and reach on an understanding. Like the other day, I have a friend of mine, specifically moja tu, by the way, where I know is side zangu. There's something they had told me about phones, and I figured out after I've gotten after I'd learned something, and I felt so bad because I felt cheated, or I felt like aliniona aje ndani ndanganye kitu kama, and it's something simple. Confront, nikamwambia, hey, I didn't like how you took me for a fool and you told me these things. So naye akakuja akasema, no, I didn't say that, I said this and this and this. So in the long run we ended up not downplaying. Okay, the friend wanted me to apologize for saying something that I experienced, but I didn't get to that point because my experience was valid and his was valid. So the thing I did was that not to downplay one feeling, one side, and not down and hold onto theirs. So we ended up meeting at level ground where we both said these experiences are real and I experienced them, and you also they're real and you experienced them. So there's no way I'm going to downplay any of us. There's no way you're going to downplay any of us, but we are going to reach here the level ground and solve it from here. And we agreed, we said our sorries, and we said we moved on, and life has gone on. Life has gone on, and we're still good friends. So the other thing is that work together on a solution. Like you see, with this my friend, we worked on a solution that next time we'll be careful on what to say or how to move on from there, and we agreed on how you're going to move from there, and our friendship has continued. And the other thing is that when working on a solution, make sure it's something that is grounded, something that can last, something that you can refer to, that both parties have agreed to, so that one party does not feel, I was not heard, or this only favors you, or ask the both parties to be involved in the decision making. So the other thing is that know when to step away, know when to step away. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself in a conflict is knowing to step away, because there's no need for you to keep being in a place where you're constantly not heard, your feelings are being ignored, or they're not being validated, and you constantly feel like you have to fight for that space or for that thing to happen. So if you feel this way, you have to step away, or these people are just constantly annoying you, step away, and it will help you a big deal, and it will help you protect your peace, and you don't need to explain yourself or do some things that don't fit or with your values. The other thing is that learn from the conflict. What does this conflict teach you, or what are you being taught from this conflict? This will help you know know how to handle future conflicts with this person, because conflicts a lot is revealed how you handle a person, how a person wants to be handled, or how a person handles conflict, or how a person just wants to communicate. And it helps us build friendship, because even after the conflict and the friendship continues, haimaanishi hamtakosana from there. You'll kosana in future, and you still have to work as friends and solve the issue at hand. So the other thing that you can do with conflict is move forward with respect. Whether you agree or not, we not come to an agreement, you have to agree that this friendship mattered, and hata kama hatujagree and we parted our ways, I'll still respect what it meant for that time, and move on with my life respectfully without disrespecting my friends or that friendship. And don't stay in people just because friendship has ended or something has just happened, or mmekosana tu kidogo and you are out there already trashing your friend, you're saying he's bad, sijui nini na nini. Those things are not good. It says more about you than the person that you are trashing. We have to be respectful. It even gives you respect as a person, that people respect you because you handled the conflict so well. Yeah. So sometimes the one thing I want us to know that is that sometimes you can solve a conflict, but the relationship does not have to continue the same way. Yeah, it's yes, you can solve a conflict, but the relationship does not have to continue the same way. This is because maybe this thing has occurred for so many times, and we've been talking for the longest. You set boundaries, but they're not working. Sometimes it's best that that relationship it changes, or the course of that friendship changes to something else, or you put boundaries, or you reduce the number of times you see each other, or you reduce the number of times you chat, or how the access una reduce the access, so that there can be some respect in it. And it's not like you're punishing the other party, but it's just to let them know that this is where you can go, this is how far you can go, and this is how far you cannot go. And it helps that a friendship to be healthy, because people will understand how to handle you correctly. So that's what we had for conflicts. You can share with us what how you handle a conflict as our friends in the comments, and be sure to invite people into this channel, or share my channel, or you can as well post these videos, or you can invite your people. And you can as well remember, please remember to subscribe, like and watch. Thank you. That was me, Boke Burure, and this is For The Yappers. Bye.